We are witnessing the birth of the new financial system, and we need to address this now. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. As we look at this video clip that got posted by Subjective Views, it really puts a big focus on what's happening around the world, specifically through these very historic deals like the petrodollar deal, for an example, and how things are changing in a very rapid pace. Although we're not seeing it on the infrastructure side just yet, or even in terms of like the downfall of the dollar, we are starting to see the pieces of the old financial system really kind of coming undone. That is going to accelerate the new financial system. And here we have the birth of the Petro Yuan. Saudi Arabia is exploring accepting oil payments in currencies other than the US dollar and has joined the BIS mBridge project, a global initiative to use digital currencies for easier and faster international payments. While the US dollar will still be the main currency for most transactions, this move helps Saudi Arabia diversify its payment methods, especially with China being its biggest oil buyer. The mBridge project, which includes countries like China, Hong Kong, Thailand, and also the UAE, aims to improve cross-border transactions using CBDCs. Notably, Ripple's connections with the SAMA Gov and the BIS org could facilitate the integration of innovative financial technologies into the mBridge project. This includes the use of CBDCs as native tokens on distributed ledgers, with XRP serving as a neutral bridge currency. Such advancements align with Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 to diversify its economy and reduce reliance on oil revenues. Let's be honest, it's very easy to take positions in crypto, but it's extremely hard to actually have a game plan in place when the time comes to take profits. And that's exactly why I released a completely free exit plan that you can apply to literally every single position that you take in crypto. And the best part about it is that it's completely free. All you have to do to get access is go to the link down in the description below and claim your access now. What are you waiting for? Capture those profits. Now, yes, more recently, as we actually look at some news, just recently we have China has become Saudi Arabia's largest oil customer, accounting for more than 20% of the kingdom's oil exports. And this actually happened on the 24th, which was a very big update. But then also just days ago a few weeks ago, we see Saudi Arabia joins the BIS and China-led central bank digital currency project, or if you will, Project mBridge, which was a very significant update. Again, all of this is really kind of aligned. Remember what Russia and China just recently announced, which is the fact that they are moving towards a blockchain-based payment system. Again, everything aligning perfectly, but check this video clip out.
Rich Turin is the author of Cashless, China's Digital Currency Revolution. And he told me that more countries are likely to adopt central bank digital currencies because they make cross-border transactions easier.
It's huge, and I will go as far as to say that this is the birth of what I will call the Petro Yuan, or like we have the petrodollar, we're now going to have the Petro Yuan from China. What you see here is a long-term plan that's going to be missed by many, and it's lots of little steps taking place very carefully. So you've got Saudi Arabia joining BRICS Plus this past September of 2023. Now you've got Saudi Arabia joining into the mBridge program because Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa will all have central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, within the next year, I would say. India and China are obviously already in pilots and going. Russia's in pilot, and I think South Africa is pretty well along to say that within a year they'll be launched as well.
Mm-hmm. So, Rich, this really is a massive change. You talk about the Petro Yuan. What do you think about the timing of this, given that the Saudi deal with the US to sell oil in dollars, the Petro dollar, has lapsed? How big a vote of confidence is this in the yuan?
I don't believe in coincidences. I think that this is a clear message from Saudi Arabia to the United States that we want to do business with the world. And I think it's a strong vote of confidence for doing business with China. And why not? China and Saudi Arabia are big trading partners. We've got China now working on a new natural gas pipeline, a major project worth $1 billion something in Saudi. There's a tremendous amount of business between Saudi Arabia and China. And the fundamental question is, why shouldn't that business be conducted in RMB? Why does it have to be in dollar? When Saudi Arabia is buying products from China and can readily use RMB and wait for it, get a better deal. So the timing is not a coincidence. It's a strong vote in favor for the yuan, and it's a clear indicator that Saudi Arabia has intention to do business with China in yuan, and we can expect more of it in the future. Expect it to be slow at first, but eventually this is going to take off.
Now, I love the fact that he said that this is going to be missed by many. Yes, it will be, right? You know, what percentage of the world is invested into crypto? The last time that we checked, it was 5%. Which means 95% of the global population is in the dark when it comes to crypto. Now, out of that 5% that's invested into crypto, what percentage of that population is just throwing money into Bitcoin, not really doing any research on utility projects or even what is happening around the BIS or CBDCs? And, you know, what percentage is in meme coins and just trying to chase a lottery ticket, if you will? You know, when we look at XRP, when we look at these utility projects, it is such a small percentage. I would argue it's less than 1%. I've talked about this whole, you know, exaggerated title of like 99% of the world doesn't even know what's happening. But realistically speaking, it is 99% of the world. Like, they don't realize what is really going on. You bring up the petrodollar deal to, you know, most people outside of finance, they don't even know what that is. They don't care about it. They don't even want to know about it. You bring up CBDCs. They understand that, you know, what a CBDC is now because it's been on mainstream media, but they don't really get the technology behind it. As we look at CBDCs, yes, every single nation will have their own CBDC. How will this all be connected? Because this is all fragmenting the system. This is a closed or a walled garden, essentially. How are all these things of value going to be settled? What's going to connect everything? Well, you have XRP as that neutral bridge currency. Remember, although Project Enbridge is great, what's settling these things? What's the clearing and settlement mechanism? You might be saying, oh, well, what about Swift? Can Swift still play a big role? Remember, Swift is just messaging. They're not even a settlement and clearing mechanism. We look to new infrastructure when it comes to this. Now, talking more so about this, a lot of people have been outplaying this headline article. And again, this is no hate towards anyone. We saw this from Good Morning Crypto. We saw it from Digital Perspective. We saw it from Digital Asset Investor. We have new global CBDC project Enbridge continues to grow as Saudi Arabia joins. The Saudi Arabia Central Bank joins the Central Bank of China, Thailand, Hong Kong, and the United Arab Emirates in the project. The aim of the Enbridge project is to build a multi-CBDC platform shared among central banks around the world alongside commercial banks. It will be built using DLT to enable instant cross-border payments and settlement. What other Ripple connections exist between XRP and Project Enbridge? Now, this is the article that has been going around and floating, and it goes back to August of 2023. Now, you might be saying like, all right, well, it's just a year old. It's Central Bank of Saudi Arabia teams up with Ripple to transform cross-border settlements. The problem with the XRP community, and I have to admit, like, it gets annoying, if I'm being honest. It makes me try to divert my attention away from XRP in the short term to really kind of focus on other projects, because it's really annoying that we have a community that is focused on really kind of recycling headline articles. And if we look at this article, it goes all the way back to February of 2018, where we have Saudi Arabia Central Bank signs blockchain deal with Ripple. Again, this is 2018, guys. Now, does this mean that this means nothing today? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that it doesn't. In fact, I still think that these connections matter. But I think that when we look at these announcements or these articles that are getting recycled, it's just for clicks, and they're manipulating and utilizing the XRP community because of how massive it is. just for clicks. If we actually go over here, this was the announcement back in February of 2018 from Ripple. And we have Ripple and Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority offer pilot program for Saudi banks. Now, this was a great project because, as you guys can actually see, this is an agreement that was signed upon with, the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, the central bank for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And this is with Ripple to help banks in the KSA improve their payment infrastructure using X Current. Now, in my opinion, okay, this is following the successful proof of concept with Ripple from the Bank of England, which happened back in 2017, which I still bring up as a very big deal. And as we really look at something like this is still focused on infrastructure, payment infrastructure to be specific. So we already know that this was successful. We already know that the technology here is very disruptive and very efficient, especially for payment infrastructure. And then when we look at the BIS, yes, the BIS and Ripple are working closely together. But also the BIS already told us that CBDCs are central to innovating financial systems. The BIS chief says central banks will have a limited role to play relative to the private sector in CBDC issuance, the BIS general manager Augustin Carsten said. Now, what's funny about this is, remember that Ripple announced their CBDC platform at a very interesting time, right? The full-on announcement dropped in May of 2023. The XRP lawsuits, where we had XRP is not a security, happened in July. And then in August, we got the announcement that the BIS and Ripple were working together on the CPMI group. Again, that timeline there is very interesting to me. And to me personally, I don't believe in coincidences. I personally believe that Ripple is providing key infrastructure for the BIS and for a lot of these central banks. I can't prove it. There's not a 100% certainty here, but it is a high probability from my perspective. Again, I could easily be wrong. We're trying to just kind of roll the dice here and pick and choose the big winners around this new financial system that we do know is really kind of happening at a rapid pace right now. And the BIS is 100% a organization that we need to focus on, because even more recently in April of this year, we got Project Fuse aims to modernize financial market infrastructures. Within this, I have a full breakdown, right? So I summarized it because this is a very substantial read. We have Project Fuse, or Fully Scalable Settlement Engine, is an initiative by the BIS Innovation Hub to modernize financial market infrastructures for the digital age. Now you might be looking at this and saying, oh, look it, they're replacing Ripple. Why did the BIS start working with Ripple on the CPMI group back in August of 2023 if their focus was on replacing them? It makes zero sense. We have traditional systems are struggling to keep up with the rapidly digitizing economy, and Fuse offers an open source solution to address these challenges. This project is the first collaboration between the BIS and the Inter-American Development Bank, formalized in September of 2023. The project was officially launched in Washington, D.C., attended by key financial leaders from the BIS, IDB, and central banks of Chile, Colombia, and Uruguay. Project Vision. Fuse aims to modernize financial market infrastructures by offering a versatile, scalable, efficient, and secure system. And we could actually see this. We could see adaptable for various use cases, from payment systems to security settlements, capable of handling more transactions, participants, and diverse asset types, easily integratable with existing systems of central banks, ensures confidentiality, integrity, and availability of services with a future-proof crypto agile architecture. And right there you guys have it, right? They're still accommodating for crypto because they know how big this space will be. And by the way, we also know that this focus is on quantum resistant cryptographic functionalities for robust digital signatures. Again, really kind of putting a spotlight on the fact that yes, quantum resistant technology will be a very big narrative very soon. Over here, we have from May 2024, just recently, technological innovation, small steps and giant leaps. And this is a speech by Augustin Carsten, the general manager of the BIS. And, here's the full breakdown. So first and foremost, we have technological adoption has accelerated remarkably, exemplified by platforms like ChatGPT and Threads, reaching millions of users in record time. This rapid pace has transformative potential, but also poses challenges. Now in finance, we see technology has enabled faster, more inclusive systems. However, many people remain unbanked and financial transactions are still slow and siloed. Central banks should support a future-ready financial system through two approaches: incremental improvements and fundamental rethinks. Tokenization, for instance, can revolutionize finance by creating unified ledgers that enable instant, seamless transactions across various assets. This requires integrating commercial and central bank money on programmable platforms, enhancing efficiency and trust. The BIS Innovation Hub exemplifies this vision through projects like Agora, exploring the tokenization of central bank money to improve cross-border payments. This global initiative involves major currencies and aims to push technological boundaries. The summit will delve into these innovations and the balance between incremental and radical changes, particularly with AI. The goal is to explore new possibilities and build a financial system for the future. They're literally telling you that they're in the progress of, building this new financial system for the future. And we know that DLT, we know that blockchain will all be a part of this. And we know the names that are tied back to the BIS, or at least two of them, right? Ripple and also Quant. These are two projects that, although I don't care about price action in the short term, these are two projects that I do look at the price action. I'm like, I know for a fact that these are oversold. I know for a fact that they're undervalued. I need to accumulate more of them. And XRP and QNT are definitely two projects that I feel very confident about long term. And I just feel like right now, everyone needs to be solidifying their long-term portfolio and even their short term. That way they're prepared on both sides of the time frame. But, outside of this, right? I still think that we are witnessing the birth of this new financial system in real time, and a very small percentage of the global population is actually paying attention. And it's just crazy to me. People need to wake up, because all at once we're going to start to see a major transition to this new system, and it's going to shock a lot of people. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord on the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.